Welcome into Game Night. I'm your host, Jake Rom, in the studio here, in the OBS studio that is with me is Tiger Munn. Tiger, we're jumping right into things. First off, I know it's a couple days back, but I wasn't here this weekend when you guys probably talked about this, but preseason game, you're just initial thoughts on how the Commanders looked in the preseason game, because we're going to jump into a couple of things here. Of course, we're going to talk about Jake Moody as well.
Offensively, the skill positions, I think we did really well. The running backs showed out. Your boy Katron Allen had a good game. And I think the other receivers did do what they needed to do, and it gave you a little bit more confidence going into it. Defense, however, still needs some work, some growing pains there. Dan Quinn straight up saying the day after that he wasn't pleased with it. So, yeah, we'll see on that. And on defense wins championships, and I definitely can win you some games too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for our first preseason game and for how things started with Mariota, going down and leaving the game, and
could have been a lot worse.
Coming out with his, the MCL sprain and going to be out for mostly the rest of preseason, and who knows after that. I think it went pretty well, and like you said, running backs were awesome. But big topic of discussion, kicking position. Jake Moody released today by the Commanders. Kind of shores up the kicking position, if you may say.
Yeah, I feel like the Commanders have is there like a tally or like a stat for how many times a team has released a kicker within a 3-year time span? Because I feel like the Commanders have done this at least
I think
3
I
times.
saw a stat. I think it was Nikki Javala from The Athletic now she works for. She said they've brought in, I think, 20 kickers since 2020.
That's ridiculous.
And if Stevens, who is going to be the kicker as of right now, who won this kicking battle, if he starts and plays in a game, it will be the 8th starting kicker for the Commanders since 2020.
That's
more than one kicker a year starting for this team, and it's been a lingering issue for this team moving forward. So I'm kind of excited to see that they finally have come and made this decision. I would say earlier than later. You kind of solidify this. The rookie Stevens out of Iowa, I think, has had a pretty good preseason up to date. And I spoke to Grant Paulson from 106.7 The Fan, and not this part you're not going to hear later, but he talked about how Stevens was his guy. He kind of was keeping tally on X like the entire training camp of like after every single day how many makes and misses each one had. But I'm going to say I think the boiling point for Jake Moody was doinking in a 29-yard field goal in this preseason game, which is less than an extra point. Me and Alex were in the press box, and Alex was like, that would have missed for an extra point, which is 33 yards, I think. 32, 33 yards. That would have missed extra point distance or longer.
Yeah.
Doink the 29-yarder in. Might have been the final blow, even though I still think Stevens had a better training camp up to date.
Yeah, you don't realize how important kickers are until your team's looking for one. I think the Commanders fans as a whole just kind of appreciated the kicking position a lot more, because this team, they haven't had a consistent kickers in 6 years. We're getting closer to a decade. Now, I'm not saying your kicker has to be Nick Folk or Steven Gostkowski, but I'd like to keep a kicker for like 3 years at least.
I love how you threw Nick Folk in there.
Yeah, Jet legend.
Nick Folk out of all kickers of being longevity, and I mean he's been around forever.
He's still playing.
He's still playing, which is crazy. Yeah, it's been that weird. It's been that weird position for this team where it's so valuable in moments that this team wants to be in playoffs. I mean, you think back, 2 years ago in that playoff game, Zane Gonzalez comes in and doinks the game-winning field goal against the Buccaneers in for them to win that. And then we saw Zane Gonzalez in a Miami Dolphins uniform this past week, at joint practice and at the preseason game. So I think it's been a problem with this team since they let Dustin Hopkins go.
Yeah. And
he wasn't a great kicker for this team, but then he went to the Chargers and revived his career when he went there. So it's been a lingering issue for this team not having a kicker. And you can tell there's a lot of teams that have the black hat when it comes to kicking issues and kicking problems, and in big moments when they need a kicker to make a kick, it doesn't happen. Commanders are hoping that Stevens is not that guy.
Yeah.
And right now he's looking like that. I mean, but a rookie kicker, it's hard to replicate regular season and high stakes games and prime time games when it comes to preseason. But he's looked the part so far in training camp and in the preseason.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned the teams with kicking woes over the past couple seasons. 2 of those teams are in Maryland.
Yeah.
2 of those teams are in Maryland. Because the Ravens have kicking problems because they got booted from the playoffs last year because of their kicker. And the Commanders haven't found a kicker. They might as well go ask Trinity Rodman if she can get into a uniform at this point, because it's getting really bad. But we'll see what Stevens is able to do. Rookie, so sky's the limit for him.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to a little bit of the preseason action we saw. I talked a little bit about the Marcus Mariota injury, and it's not going to be long term. But how concerning is this injury when you think of Jaden Daniels being the starting quarterback behind that offensive line, where on the third or fourth offensive play, Mariota gets smacked delivering a ball to De'Ami Brown, which was a big play, and then the very next play he's given a handoff off and goes to the ground. I don't know if there's a correlation to that hit and him sustaining the injury. It's kind of looking that way. I don't know if they've officially come out and said that's the deal. How concerning is it seeing that right away with your QB2 going down, knowing that this has been the lingering issue with Jaden Daniels being at quarterback and taking a lot of hits?
Did we ever get like an official count on the amount of starting offensive linemen playing in that first drive?
I mean, Coleman was out there. Chris Paul was out there.
Chris Paul. Those are the two names I was just looking for.
I don't know. I don't think Cosme played.
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
I don't think Cosme or Connerly played. But you still had Coleman and I mean, that's your blind side right there. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that's where the pressure came from.
That's exactly the point I was getting to, yes.
I mean, when you look at it like that, it's like, I mean, or what are we at in the concern level? I know Tunsil, we talked about the concern level when Tunsil went out. But seeing this in a preseason game and seeing the quarterback that was starting the preseason game, Mariota, go down with injury, he didn't even finish the drive.
I don't want to press the panic button because I feel like it's almost cartoonish to press it at this point. Because I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like, Tunsil just went down. Like, can we stay healthy for 2 days? But, yeah, it is concerning now because Coleman and Paul were in there. Those are guys that are going to be playing during the season. And we've been having this with Brandon Coleman for a while now about him taking that next step to be a consistent starter. We know he can play, but it's just a matter of consistency. This is not a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think it raised a couple eyebrows in the press box. Like, oh boy, here we go. Who's the quarterback after Sam Hartman? Like, who's going to be the second string? Is it Ethan, Kaliak Manis? Is he going to be the guy that has to step in if something were to happen to Jaden and something were to happen, to Marcus Mariota? Because he had a good preseason game. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it's too much of a concern, but it's still something in the back of my mind.
It's not nothing.
I'm like,
it's not nothing.
All right. Well, it was announced that Nick Allegretti is coming back to practice tomorrow. He is supposed to be the starting center for this team. The relationship between him and Jaden, I feel like, hasn't been able to blossom with the center quarterback relationship. Obviously, he was a part of this team playing, guard, tackle, wherever you needed him. But now he's the center this year. How important is that relationship that needs to get developed in a now short period of time because of the fact he's been sideline?
For people that don't know, the center is the right-hand man for the quarterback. The guy that's seeing everything is, of course, Jaden and the quarterback. The guy that sees everything after him is the center. He gives him the ball every single play. So, yeah, it's extremely important. Like, this is like the Avengers not having Iron Man there. You got Cap's the main guy, but there's no Iron Man? That's a problem. I'd be concerned about that. So, yeah, you need to have Allegretti and Jaden develop that relationship. It is uber important, especially now, because I'm anticipating Jaden's going to have to make a lot of checks at the O-line. So, yeah, Allegretti and him need to be on the same page. They have to be. No questions asked.
Yeah, I think it's important. And head coach Dan Quinn was asked about that relationship and having to build. He was asked about it on his Zoom press conference on Sunday. Here's what he had to say about the Allegretti-Daniels position.
Yeah, it's for sure super important, not just for he and Jay, but for the two guards next to him, the identification, the call. So he's been doing the walkthroughs in the evenings, but that's just not the same. And so those reps will be important. We won't give him 50 plays right off the bat. We'll work him back into a ramp up as he's returning to play. But it is super important just to make sure the communication, the calls, all of that comes together. So that's the goal, man. Now, start stacking days with he and Jay together.
So you heard it there from head coach Dan Quinn, the importance it is to see Allegretti back on the field. We're going to see him tomorrow at training camp, and hopefully we hear from him as well, after training camp about how he's doing. I know the last time we had some guys coming back from, injury, and when Stephon Diggs came in, we got to hear from all those guys coming back. So hopefully we can hear from Nick Allegretti, and hopefully everything comes out of his mouth or whatever he tells us is all positivity moving forward. All right, going back to the preseason game, we talked to a lot of guys in the locker room. One of the guys, Ali Cajo, linebacker for this team, spoke to Alex Flum and I afterwards, and Alex had a conversation with him about his performance in that preseason game where he had a turnover. Here's that conversation.
You're part of this deep linebacker room. Obviously got Sonny and Leo taking the field tonight. You were out there as well. Having that big moment of an interception, what was that like for you kind of to see a lot of hard work pay off in this game tonight?
Oh man, I think it's always good to make a play on the ball. Just right place, right time. But that's what Coach DQ is harps on, is the ball. So I was just doing my job, and yeah.
Learning from Bobby Wagner last year, learning from Frankie, working with everybody else in this room, what's the biggest thing they've taught you that you feel like you're kind of implementing right now?
I would say it was just, technique, just overall the understanding of the game, whatever situation we're in, like just kind of growing my FBI, I guess you could say. But just those little things, and then just, I think other than that, just being myself. And yeah, I'll say that.
Everything we hear about Durante's defense, we hear it being aggressive, forcing turnovers, fast. Do you feel like with your pick, with Malik's pick, I know Kane had a play where he almost had one. Like, is that kind of showing like what you guys want this defense to be going forward?
Yeah, most definitely. We hope on like being physical, and like I said before, the ball, whether it's DQ or Coach DJ. It's all about the ball, doing our job, and just being physical and aggressive. So, yeah, it definitely allows us to play faster, play free, and just let the linebackers be linebackers. So.
And finally, obviously, this roster is going to have to get down to 53. There's 90 of you right now. Is it a good thing that everybody's playing well? How much does that kind of push the competition, and where do you guys kind of all stand with trying to make this roster and trying to be here when it comes to week one?
Yeah, I think it's good that everybody is, everybody's trying to fight for their spot, which is it's good to see everybody make plays and things like that. But I think it's just everybody just going like, just understanding the position that they're in and just doing their job, and giving it their all, and then see where they end up after that. Just controlling what we can, not thinking too much, take it day by day, play by play, and see where it goes from there.
All right, like I said, Ali Kyle had an impressive performance for him, as he's obviously trying to make this team once again. He was on the team last year and has learned a lot from these guys. He's been in the linebacking room, obviously, with Bobby Wagner and Frankie Luvu and et cetera. And now he's going to help along, hopefully, Sonny Styles as well, along with those guys.
Yep, but, look good.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. All right, coming up next on Game Night, we spoke with Grant Paulson from 106.7 The Fan, got his takeaways from the preseason game from the Washington Commanders. His thoughts coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Jake Rom here in the OBS studio, and we're talking Commanders once again in this segment as we spoke with Grant Paulson from 106.7 The Fan, got his takeaways on how the Commanders game looked through his eyes against the Miami Dolphins last week.
Yeah, first and foremost, it's good news that Marcus Mariota's injury is not serious enough to linger into the regular season. It doesn't sound like MCLs are certainly, if you're going to injure your knee, the one you want, because you're going to be able to heal that quicker, and it sounds like he'll be ready for week one, so that's huge. I think otherwise, the rookie running backs fared very well. I was impressed by the corner room, especially on special teams. Thought Larry Izzo had them playing hard and playing well. And I thought we got a little clarity on both the kicking battle and in the wide receiver room as well as to some of the growth that some guys have made. So there was a lot to like.
For you, and you mentioned some of the position groups and whatnot, is there a position group that you're kind of focusing on or really intrigued about the most as we get closer and closer to that deadline of 90 down to 53 and then obviously the practice squad afterwards?
Yeah, wide receiver for sure. I mean, I think they're going to keep McLaurin, Diggs, and Antonio Williams, the rookie. Obviously, I think Jalen Lane with 2 punt return touchdowns last year is also a lock because of his special teams exploits. So that's 4 guys right there. And then you debate, do they keep 6 receivers? Could they keep 7th, especially if Lane is viewed more as a specialist? So that means 2 or 3 more receivers, and there's plenty of guys worth rostering. De'Ami Brown, Van Jefferson, Luke McCaffrey, Treylon Burks. They're not all going to make the team. They're all good enough to play and catch footballs in the league this year. So I think the competition at wide receiver is outstanding. And especially after bringing in Stephon Diggs, with a lot of guys having really good camps even before he showed up, I think it means that they're going to cut somebody pretty good.
All right, coming up next on Game Night, we're counting down the days to the high school football season, previewing a team from Virginia and a team from the nation's capital here in the district. That's coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Jake Rom here in the OBS studio, and we're talking high school football, counting down the days to kickoff, and we're starting previewing the Colonial Forge Eagles down in Stafford, Virginia. Colonial Forge has been one of our top teams for a couple of years now. Won the region 2 years ago. Last year, one of the top teams before being upset in the second round of the playoffs by a district champ in Woodbridge. But one of those teams down in Stafford County that you kind of forget about, but still in our DMA, still a team that we like to cover and shout out as well. But it's a new regime over there in Colonial Forge, as they got a new head coach, Earl Moore, taking over for his first season with this program after Bill Brown stepped down after his long tenure with the Eagles. So Moore coming in, spoke to us and also said that he's bringing, ironically, more to this program than just X's and O's and what you're going to see on Friday nights.
My biggest thing is love. Like, we have a love day. I don't mind if I say it, but that's the thing. And when people see us, I want you to feel the energy, but I also want you to feel the love that we have for one another. I don't think you can play sports. I mean, nowadays it's a little bit different where you have a lot of, individualism. What I want to bring to the table is that portion of it. Like, we can actually still be very, very good, but also love one another and like cheer for one another.
So Colonial Forge looking to hopefully get back into the playoffs, deep playoff run, hopefully be a region and state title contender coming into this season. All right, I told you there's another team we're previewing from the district. That is Friendship Collegiate, always a team that seems to be at the top of our list, always seem to be a team that's competitive. Last couple of seasons, they've had 9+ wins. Last year's more of the same, 9-3 for them in the season, but not winning a DC state title for the last 2 seasons after winning it 2 seasons before that. This team hungry to do that, and the head coach and players talked to our Alex Flum a little bit ago, a couple of days ago, and said that their talent can take them there.
Again, on being a great defensive team, our coaches do a great job. The guys have brought into, what we're trying to get accomplished. But I think we have a lot of weapons on offense, and we look to be pretty balanced this year. So I think we'll have a good team all around.
All right, Tiger, just bringing you up quick. High school football around the corner.
What more needs to be said? What more needs to be said?
I know.
What more?
I'm gonna just quick thoughts, like your favorite thing about high school football.
So as someone that played high school football, I'm gonna be this quick. I always wanted to be the kid that got interviewed after the game. So being the ability to give that to a kid, because these kids remember this for the rest of their lives, getting interviewed by us, it does mean something to me a little bit more, being able to give that joy to a kid.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was in a school that was not good at football.
Yeah,
so I was always like, man, when we saw a camera, I was like, oh man, they're here covering us, probably to watch us lose. I was like, I gotta try to show up. So yeah, I definitely like that. I like the concession stand food too.
It's not bad, especially in PG.
I mean, you get two, like a hot dog for like $2 or $3, like, or even like a burger for like $4.
Some schools in PG's got like cheesesteaks and like oxtails and stuff. So.
Or like Chick-fil-A. That's like, I mean, all right, I can go on and on, but we're gonna go to break quick. But we're gonna talk about the Orioles playoff team.
Playoffs.
Crazy
Playoffs.
to think about, but we're gonna talk about it coming up next. Welcome into Game Night. Jake Rom alongside Tiger Munn, and we're talking Baltimore Orioles. A playoff team?
Wow.
As our graphic says. 61-63 coming into today's matchup when they take on the Tampa Bay Rays, which we're recording this before that matchup. 61-63, and they would be the final wild card spot in the AL. I mean, if you haven't been following this team and you just look at the record, you're like, man, this team's been playing bad. I mean, your thoughts on them being a possible playoff team with how the season has gone up until this point, knowing that they could still, put a run together and who knows?
I mean, if they can put a run together, you better go deep. But here's my thing. Sometimes you're better off missing the playoffs. Know that you're not a playoff team. That way you can go into the offseason curating your team knowing you're not a playoff team. But I'm never going to tell people to lose games. So, hey, Orioles, if you guys get a whole playoff game, guess who's going to be there? That's all I can say about that.
Well, we were at the last playoff game when they lost to the Royals 2 years ago.
That was a rough locker room.
It was. It was tough. It's a little different now, too. Adley Rutschman's gone. Obviously, you had Corbin Burns back there as a pitcher, and things didn't work. The pitching this right now is not what it was a couple years ago when you had all-star caliber guys that you didn't want to keep on the team.
Good enough for the playoffs, apparently.
But here they are. I mean, but it's like a 6-7 car, 6 to 8 car buildup of teams around this like 60 and 64, 61 and 63, like where we might have a losing record team for the first time in a 162 game MLB season make the playoffs as a losing record team. It's never happened before in the 162 game format. It happened with the Astros in 2020.
Wow. But
they only it was COVID year. They only played like 50 games that year.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit different. I mean, this would be something because I don't think anybody's like would think to this point that the Orioles would even be close to a playoff spot. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people, like just random fans of the Orioles, and like some of them are just like, crazy to think that we're only a half a game out. Like, it just doesn't add up because you would think because of how down they're talking about their team this year and how, you know, they traded Rutschman away, who's been an all-star for their team and one of the top catchers in the league for a while. They trade him away and you just think, oh, this team's going to rebuild. But here they are. It's unbelievable.
We might as well call it the AL East wildcard spot. The call it that. The AL East wildcard spot because our AL East team's always in there. So, but hey, more power to them.
Seriously, right now it'd be 4 teams in the AL East making the playoffs.
That division's like a gauntlet in the worst way possible.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, this show's a gauntlet, but we're wrapping it up right now. For Tiger Mud, I'm Jake Grom. This is Game Night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good night.